Anybody out there? I'm having some technical issues. I'm almost got it fixed. Bear with me. Bear with me. Almost done. Deep, 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 deep. Didn't want to let me into the stream. Kept on saying that I was already logged in. I'm like, how can I be already logged into it when I'm trying to actually access it? Thing is, I'm wait. You guys probably can't see it, but it's processing, and I've got the wheel, and it's just like, come on, finish. And I can't click on the next thing until it's done processing. Do. Come on, hurry up, you stupid thing. It's loading. It's at 75% loaded now. 76. Yay. Bear with me though. I'm working on this. Working on the fix. Do. Oh, it's at 80%. Technology, right? Sometimes it works, and when it doesn't work, it always seems to happen at the most inappropriate time. I am not going to back out of this and then try to load this again. Shouldn't take this long. I don't know why it is. Thank you for bearing with me while this thing is working. I hope everyone had a great day. It stopped again. It's at 86%, and it stopped. I don't understand this. Subject, yes, Tom Baker. The subject matter tonight is Richard Cottingham. At least that's what it's supposed to be. If this thing ever loads. I mean, you guys can't see this, but I just have a wheel of death, and the wheel stopped again. I have no idea why it's doing this. You guys see that? It should be actually, no, it's there because everything's the opposite. But you guys see the processing? I've been spring cleaning, says Sprinkled Donut. Good evening, Sprinkled Donut, Tom Baker, Kitty Q, Ivory Lady, Left-Handed RN, Lita. Good evening to everyone. Okay, it stopped. I'm going to try this again. Sorry for the delays here. Do not know why it is doing this. I know. It's never done this before. I've had technical issues before, but I've never seen it not just refuse to connect. It's like it won't connect to the cloud server where I have it stored, the Trivia Night stored. Lieutenant RN, what is the trivia about? Richard Cottingham, serial killer, Richard Cottingham. There we go. It finally loaded. This is the 376th episode of Trivia Night. 376. This Trivia Night strictly adheres to the factual evidence and verified data from the FBI, Department of Justice, Scotland Yard, whenever needed, along with court records and transcripts from trials. It does not include conspiracy theory, speculation, or unverified claims about what may have happened. If you are seeking sensationalism or content related to similar theories or lies spread by those who can't be bothered to do the research on the topic, this event and topic may not be the right fit for you. All of the research and everything comes from me for tonight's trivia. I have no outside videos or research from any one person that I need to give credit to. If you're not subscribed, I would hope that you would, if you like the content, you will click on the subscribe button down below. Richard Francis Cottingham, born November 25th, 1946, is an American serial killer who committed 6 murders in New York State between 1972 and 1980, plus further 12 murders in New Jersey between 67 and 78. He was nicknamed by the media as the Torso Killer and the Times Square's Ripper, since some of the murders he was convicted of included acts of mutilation and dismemberment. Cottingham's confirmed killings resulted in 9 convictions and further 8 confessions under a non-prosecution agreement, leading him to serve multiple life sentences in New Jersey prisons. In 2009, decades after his first murder conviction, Cottingham claimed that he had committed at least 80 perfect murders of women in various regions of the United States: New York, New Jersey, Vermont, North and South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, and many more. Imagine, if you will, this is a story of Mara, sorry. She sat in her apartment where the silence always felt heavier. The hum of the refrigerator, the faint traffic outside, the creak of the old floorboards, each sound reminded her that she was the only heartbeat in the room. Fear had become a quiet companion, not of shadows or intruders, but of life left unlived. She spent years convincing herself the solitude was safety, no risk, no heartbreak, no disappointment. But safety had its own sharp edges that cut deeper. One evening, tired of hearing her own excuses echoed back at her, Mara opened the newspaper and flipped to the personal ads. Closing her eyes, she would pick the first one she figured her finger landed on, write them a letter, and see where it would go. She didn't write much, just enough to say she was looking to meet people, to breathe the air that didn't come from inside her 4 walls. When she mailed the letter, she expected the old fear to return, to tell her she had made a mistake. Instead, a surprising calm lingered. She wasn't promising her heart, her future, or even her trust. She was only promising herself that she wouldn't, keep hiding. Mara shut off the lamp and sat in the dark, no longer crushed by it. For the first time in years, she wasn't waiting for life to find her. She was stepping out to find it herself. That night, her blind faith decision to step out and breathe the air anywhere from besides the walls that held her led her straight to Richard Cottingham. Mara Thompson is just one of the undiscovered victims of Richard Cottingham. And without further delay, let's get ready to rumble on some trivia. Question number 1 is now on your screen. What nickname was Richard Cottingham most infamously given? A, the Ice Cream Man, B, the Torso Killer, C, the Night Stalker, or D, the Butcher of Queens, New York? There we go. What nickname was Richard Cottingham most infamously given? Question number 1 of 20. Question number 1. We got B, and B, and with googly eyes from Reichardt. And good evening, Reichardt. Lemon pie Anyone else I may have missed? Good evening and welcome to tonight's trivia. Question number 1. The correct answer is B as in boy. The torso killer is the nickname that mainstream media gave him. Question number 2. Which U.S. state did Cottingham murder occur? Which U.S. state did Cottingham's murders occur in first? Is it A, Pennsylvania, B, New Jersey, C, New York, or D, Massachusetts? Question number 2 of 20. Good evening, lemon pie. Look like a hippie today, Will? Sorry, I guess. Comfortable. Flannel. Relaxing. Which U.S. state did Cottingham's murders occur in first? Question number 2 of 20. I've related. Gianna Marie. Good evening, Gianna Marie. Kid Q and Lemon Pie are going with C. Canada, the 51st state. I think that those Canadians might disagree. Lieutenant RN is I meant B. Which state did he kill in first? Well, thank you, Redcart. Boom, 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 boom. There's the answer right there, ladies and gentlemen. New Jersey between 1967. That's the answer, New Jersey, which is B. B as in boy is where he killed first, was in New Jersey. Question number 3. How did Richard Cottingham earn the nickname the Torso Killer? Was it A, he stabbed his victims in the torso? B, he left only torso in public places? C, he dismembered victims leaving only the torso? Or D, he carved torsos into the victims' backs? Good evening, Joe Tall Chief. Welcome to tonight's trivia. Dr. Grenade's favorite state. How did Richard Cottingham earn the nickname the Torso Killer? Lieutenant RN is going with C. Left Kitty Q, C, question mark. Lemon Pie going with C as well. Lita A, Gianna Marie is going with C. The correct answer to question number 3 is C as in cat. He would only leave the torso of the victim behind for them to be found and would discard the rest of their body in different places. But he always left the torso behind where he killed them. Question number 4. What was Cottingham's occupation during almost all of the murders? Was it A, a computer operator and programmer? B, U.S. Senator, C, a police desk clerk, or D, exotic male dancer in Gigolo? Question number 4. What was Cunningham's occupation during almost all of the murders? Could have been Santa Claus instead of the murders. From the one picture that was just up there, right, Cart? That was a couple of years ago. He's since shaved his head and all of his beard off. But yeah, he does look like that, the Santa Claus or, Grandpa. He looked, he definitely had that vibe going for a while. What do we got? Kitty Q, Lemon Pie, Gianna Marie, Lita, Ivory Lady, and Rycar are all going with A. E, haircut model before picture. Tom Baker, I'm listening but not playing. All right. Question number 4. The correct answer is A as in Apple, a computer operator and programmer. Question number 5. What year did the fist of justice finally fall upon Richard Cunningham and eventually arrest him for murder? Was it A, 1978, B, 1979, C, 1980, or D, 1981? Question number 5. What year was he finally arrested for murder? Sure, this Cottingham photo, the photo that's there, yeah, pretty sure it is. I mean, I pay Getty Images licensing to just have the photos of Cottingham to use them for this rebroadcast. I have to pay for the licensing for it, and it was in all 20 questions have different photos. So, and they were all in the photo like montage or whatever you call it, file. So if that's not Cunningham in probably the 70s, then Getty Images definitely has an issue. They got my money. Kittica is going with C. Lieutenant RN, Lemon Pie, and Gianna Marie are all going with C. Rycar D, Lita B, and Ivory Lady A. Question number 5. 5 of 20. The correct answer is C as in cat. 1980, he was arrested finally for murder in 1980. Question number 6. Which sleazy hotel was the site of one of Richard Cunningham's most gruesome double murders? Excuse me. Was it A, Hotel California, B, Hotel Travel Inn Lodge, C, Roosevelt Hotel, or D, Hotel Seville? Looks like Red Riding Hood. Why did he doubt that it was him, Tom? Just out of curiosity. Question number 6. Which sleazy hotel was the site of one of Richard Cunningham's most gruesome double murders? Right car A, of course. You can check in, but you may never leave. obviously a double murder. Lemon Pie, C. Kitty Q, B, question mark. Lita, C. Ivory Lady and Gianna Marie are going with B. Hotel California. The correct answer to question number 6 is D, as in dog. The Seville Hotel is the site of one of his double homicides. Question number 7. According to the FBI file on Richard Cottingham, how many murders did he confess to on page number 1119? Was it A, 67, B, 119, C, 80 to 100, or D, 11 to 17? Question number 7 of 20. According to the FBI file on Richard Cottingham, how many murders did he confess to on page 1119? Now it looks like a hurry puppy. Question number 7 of 20. Left time our ends going with B. Kitty Q, Lita are going with C. Lemon Pie, Ivory Lady, and Gianna Marie are going with D. Reichardt going with D as well. E. Pauly Shore in his mind. All right, question number 7. The correct answer is C, as in cat. He confessed to killing between 80 and 100 people. When the FBI asked him, well, how many murders are there total that you killed? He said he lost track at one point because he often blacked out while committing his murders. That's what he told the FBI. Is it true? Nobody knows. But on page number 1119, he confessed to killing between 80 and 100 women during his lifetime of murders. Question number 8. Which one below is a method Richard Cottingham used to torture his victims prior to killing them for hours upon hours? Was it A, burning them, B, electrocution, C, strangulation, or D, poisoning? I hope it wasn't boning since you paid. They do. I can see that, Tom. They do look similar. Is that Jerry Lewis? No, that ain't Jerry Lee Lewis. But that is Cottingham. You'll notice throughout all the pictures, though, that I used tonight, he's gained weight, lost weight, shaved his head, grew a beard, looked like a businessman. My phone froze up like a frog in a blizzard. Which one below is a method Richard Cottingham used to torture his victims prior to killing them for hours upon hours? Lemon Pie is going with C, along with Kitty Q and Lita. Ivory Lady, Left Hand RN, and Gianna Marie are going with A. Question number 8 of 20. The correct answer is A, as in apple. For hours upon hours before he killed his victims, he would put out cigarettes, burn them with cigarettes over and over again, putting them out on all parts of their bodies. The torso, the arms, the legs, the side of the face. But he did it because he was a sick, sadistic asshole. Still is, but he's just in prison now where he's not killing people. But he would do this over and over again. And when he didn't have cigarettes left to put out on his victims, he would heat up wire or anything else, metallic. They heat it up with a lighter and then burn them with that. And he did this for hours upon hours with his victims before he killed them. Question number 9. Richard Cottingham once lived what looked like a normal life from the outside, married and had how many children? Is it A, 8, B, 1, C, 3, or D, 6? Question number 9. How many children does Richard Cottingham have? Where do they all come from? Genetic experiments gone wrong? Yeah. He's a man of all disguises. Just like, a lot of other, killers. Think about how much Ted Bundy changed his appearance. Blend in. Father Christmas, he does have that look, right? Just to think though, behind that beard and that face is a sadistic, killer. Sadistic serial killer. How many children does Richard Cottingham have? Question number 9. Lita's going with B. Gianna Marie, Lieutenant RN, Joe Tall Chief, and Riker are all going with C. Question number 9. The correct answer is C as in cat. Richard Cottingham was married, gainfully employed, and had 3 children. And according to his ex-wife, they were happily married. She never knew anything about what Richard was doing. She didn't have a clue. But, while he was working and married and having children and living that, suburban life, he was out killing and torturing women the whole time. Question number 10. Almost all of Richard Cottingham's victims share one of these traits. Which one is it? Is it A, tall and skinny? B, brown hair that was short? C, current or former nurse? Or D, sex worker and addict? I don't think it's much of a competition, but Tom Baker, they're both equally disgusting individuals. Bundy, decapitated victims as well, kept their heads. Question number 10 of 20. Almost all of Richard Cottingham's victims share one of these traits. Which one is it? Excuse me. Lemon Pie is going with B. So is Ivory Lady. We got Kiriko D, question mark, Joe Tall Chief, Gianna Marie, Rykart, and Lita are all going with D. The correct answer to question number 10 is, in fact, D as in dog. Almost all of his victims, almost all, not all of them, not all of his victims were sex workers or addicts. A lot of them were, but there were at least 4 that were not sex workers or addicts. Mara Thompson is one of the 4. She was just a lonely lady who closed off all of society from her, from herself, because she was didn't want to be heartbroken. She didn't want to deal with all the emotional trauma ever again. But Richard killed her. That her body has never been discovered. And Richard confessed to it. All right, it is break time, ladies and gentlemen. While we take a 7-minute break, for the next little bit here, I'm going to be covering a couple of cases, cold cases of people who are missing and endangered. I am working with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the Charlie Project, FBI, NamUs, along with state and local authorities. Together, we aim to shine a light on these cases, support the families impacted, and keep their stories alive in the hopes to bring a resolution. Approximately 600,000 Americans every year are reported missing, but most of them are found within a short period of time after being reported missing, usually within 90 days. Just because one of these individuals that I'm going to present tonight might be missing for longer periods of time, it does not mean that they are deceased or there's no hope. Keep in mind, J.C. Dugard was missing for 18 years before she was eventually found alive. Hope is real. Of the hundreds of thousands of cases that are missing, reported missing every year, 29% is what I focus on here. That is between 174,000 and 176,000 cases every year that fall into that 29%. Case in point to your left here is the missing poster for April Dawn Andrews. The last sightings of her were in or around Arkansas, Oklahoma area of the United States. If you know anything about where April Dawn Andrews may be today, you can call 479-451-8220 and you can remain anonymous at that number. Again, she is out there somewhere. April Dawn Andrews disappeared on her own accord. She walked away from her family when she was a teenager because she believed that she was a burden to them. She was just one more mouth that they had to feed. And there have been so many sightings of April Dawn Andrews, again, in the Arkansas, Oklahoma area over the years. And again, you look at the face. This is an age-progressed photo, what she may look like. Add reader glasses to her or a different, darker color hair. Again, she most likely is living in that area and just never returned home or contacted her family again. But they would love to have closure to know that she's alive and well. Our first case tonight is Kahance Williams, 3 years old, almost 4 now today, is an African-American male. He was last seen on 6/27 of 2024. He vanished from Seaboard, North Carolina. Unknown weight and height at the time of his disappearance. Figure out how much does a 3-year-old weigh, right? He has eye color is brown, black hair, no scars or tattoos or medical conditions at the time that he disappeared. Kahance disappeared with his mother, Sabrina McGee, on June 27, 2024. They lived in Atherton Street in Jackson, North Carolina, but were last seen in Seaboard, North Carolina. McGee may have been seen 20 miles away in Emporia, Virginia, a few days later after they disappeared, but that hasn't been confirmed. McGee has no car or cell phone at the time that she disappeared. She and Kahance may have been in the Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina area, or maybe in Virginia. Few details are available in their case. Jackson police are investigating this. Kahance was obviously taken by his mother, Sabrina. Sabrina did not have full custody of her son when she disappeared. And Sabrina, there are no pictures of it, but has multiple tattoos all over her body, on her wrist, back, chest. She has multiple tattoos. Again, she is 5'3" 5 to 5'6", 130 to 140 pounds. She was 26 years old, African American female with black hair, brown eyes. McGee has the following tattoos: large lips, and the word sprink on her upper chest, a red heartbeat with the words faith, hope, and love, and the name of Divana on her arm, stars on her upper arm, and a bow on the inside of her wrist. If you know where any information that can help lead to, the apprehension of Sabrina McGee, you can call 252-554-9779 or just pick up the phone and call 911. Hope is, alive and well. We know she's in the area and we know she has her son. You can also click on the link there to the Northampton County Crime Stoppers, and you can remain anonymous at that, that site where you can leave a tip if you know where she is. And as you can see from the photos here, she often colors her hair in all the one that's right up the top and the one to the right. She has burgundy color hair along with the other one, burgundy. But she has been known, according to my notes here, to also color her hair blue and to dye it, a blondish color, and then put highlights in it. But she dyes her hair a lot. Look at the photos, and so we can get Kehant's back home with his family. Again, if you know anything, you can call 252-554-9779 or just call 911 if you know where she is. Our next case is Jose Armando Falcon. He's 49 years old as of 2025. His birthday passed a couple of months ago. He is a Hispanic male. He was last seen on 12/17 of 2007. He vanished from Washington County, Utah. He is 5'5", 145 pounds, with brown eyes, black hair. No known tattoos or scars for Jose Armando Falcon. Falcon was last seen in Washington County, Utah on December 17, 2007. His girlfriend stated when she came home that day to their residence in the Winchester Hills area, he was gone with no indication of where he had gone. His gold Saturn sedan, which disappeared with him, was later found abandoned in Las Vegas, Nevada, almost a month later. Falcon is not known to be a gambler, so there's no reason for him to leave, and drive to Las Vegas. The car could have been dumped in Las Vegas to throw off anyone looking for Falcon. Foul play may be involved in his disappearance. Again, he's not known as a gambler. He did not, visit places of ill repute. But if you know anything about what happened to Falcon, you can call 435-656-6644. And you cannot remain anonymous at that tip line. The sheriff's department there tracks any incoming tips. You can also reach out to your local law enforcement in Utah or in Las Vegas, Nevada area if you know about where or what happened to him. Back to the Saturn sedan, obviously that was found in Las Vegas in a parking lot. The parking lot had undergone maintenance. It was called chip sealing. It's basically a liquid tar that they pour over the top of parking lots to seal up cracks. It had undergone that approximately 3 days before the car was found. So we know the car was not found. It wasn't there for like a month, the entire time that he was missing, because, well, obviously there would have been, they couldn't, seal underneath the car. But so we know that the car was abandoned there a month later. Where was the car for that entire month? Nobody knows. But again, it was, it was a four-door gold Saturn. sedan that was that he had that disappeared with him, but then turned up in Vegas almost a month later. It does scream that the car was dumped there by someone trying to throw off authorities. Because again he disappeared from the Winchester Hills area in Utah. Break time is not over with yet. You still have time left. You have exactly 2 minutes right now, 2 minutes and counting down. I hope so too, Kitty Coo. I hope they find them. There were many in the 70s and mostly in America. Over in Belgium, we have 4 serial killers in the last 40 years. That's it. Never give up. That's true. You have 1 minute left. Oh, you think you have bronchitis? I'm sorry. Pulled muscles near my ribs from coughing so much and so hard. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. Hurts like heck. I'm sorry, Kitty Coo. Well, I hope for you have a speedy recovery. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, let's get back to our normal programming. Question number 11 is now on your screen. In 1980, firefighters found 2 of his victims on fire in a hotel. What was missing from their bodies? Was it A, hands, B, feet, C, arms and legs, or D, breasts and heads? Question number 11 of 20. In 1980, firefighters found 2 of his victims on fire in a hotel. What was missing from their bodies? I got to change the page. Question number 11. 11 5 going with D. Kitty Q. C. Question mark. Lita C. Joe Talte D. Gianna Marie C. What was missing from the victims' bodies that were found on fire in the hotel? Question number 11. The correct answer is C as in cat. Arms and their legs were missing from both victims. When the fire department came in to extinguish the fire, they had no arms or legs. Question number 12. What drug did Richard Cunningham give to almost all his victims so he could do what he wanted with them? Was it A, Quaaludes, B, LSD, C, heroin, or D, meth? You hope the personal service pulled his ads. That was an awful long time ago, Lemon Pie. Awful long time ago that he did that. Make sure you're on live chat. You know, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're on live chat and not top chat. Live chat or all chat. I don't know how someone can be so twisted, right? Definitely. I'm saying I would agree with you right there, 100%, Joe Tall Chief. What drug did Richard Cottingham give to most of his victims so he could do what he wanted with them? Question number 12 of 20. The correct answer to question number 12 is A, as in apple, Quaaludes. He gave them Quaaludes and then did whatever he wanted with them. What Cosby used, yeah. Question number 13. What company did Cottingham work for while he was actively killing and hunting for victims? Was it A, IBM, B, Metropolitan Life Insurance, C, Blue Cross Blue Shield, or D, Bell Labs? Question number 13 of 20. What company did Cottingham work for while he was actively killing and hunting for victims? Question number 13. Our lady's going with A. Lieutenant RN, C, Lemon Pie, D, Lita, A. Kitty Q, B and C, I think. Gianna Marie is going with B. Disney. That's funny, Lemon Pie. Yeah, he's working for Disney. Question number 13. What company did Cottingham work for? At the time, he was actively hunting and killing people. the Boy Scouts. Good one, right, Cart? No, he was actually working for C as in cat. He worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, the insurance company. At the time that he was killing, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Question number 14. For all the murders he was sentenced for, what sentence was given to him that he laughed at in open court? Was it A, 100 years, B, 8 life terms plus 178 years, or C, 75 years to life, or D, 6 months in jail and a $30 fine? Was he the CEO of Disney? Well, for the longest time, it was Michael Eisner at Disney. Question number 14. For all the murders he was sentenced for, what sentence was given to him that he laughed at in open court? Lemon Pie, Gianna Maria both going with B. Having to appear on The View. I can't believe those ladies. They seriously dropped the ball a lot. But it took them a week before they even talked about what happened to Charlie, Kirk. A week. Instead, they just sat around and argued about the same stupid shit that they always do before they actually addressed it. Having to appear on The View, though. Lita's going with A, Kitty Q, B, question mark? I don't know. Maybe it's B. I don't know. Question number 14. The correct answer to question number 14 is C, as in cat. He got 75 years to life. Remember, all of the murders that he committed, that he confessed to, that were in New Jersey, he had an agreement in place that he would not be sentenced, or given a prison sentence for those. Only the ones out of New York. I've never watched The View. You're not missing anything, Joe Tall Chief. Rykard, 144,000 years, and then he starred and laughed at Lori Vallows. Question number 15. Cottingham was a trophy collector like Ted Bundy. What did he take from victims? Was it A, jewelry, B, clothing, C, hair, or D, ID cards, driver's licenses? Question number 15 of 20. Cottingham was a trophy collector like Ted Bundy. What did he take from his victims? Related is going with a B. Joe Talchi, B. Right Lieutenant RN, A. Lemon Pie, B. What did he take from his victims? Question number 15 of 20. Kitty Coo, D, question mark? I don't know. Their Netflix passwords. Rykard's going with D. Lita going with D as well. Gianna Marie D. Question number 15. The correct answer is A. A as in apple. Jewelry. He took necklaces and rings. He took jewelry from every one of the victims. Took all kinds of necklaces, earrings, rings. He took it all, whatever they had. He took jewelry from each and every victim, like Ted Bundy, a collector. Question number 16. At the same time Cottingham was killing in New York, what other killer was active? So much so, the police believed they could be working together. Was it A, Joel Rifkin, B, Arthur Sawcross, C, Albert Fish, or D, David Berkowitz? Question number 16 of 20. At the same time Cottingham was killing in New York, what other killer was active? So much so, the police believed they could be working together. Question number 16 of 20. Here's a story about a man named Brady. Question number 16 to 20. You are tough, Kitty Q, with pain and all, and still here participating. I wouldn't be able to hang in there like you. Lemon Pie is going with Andrew Dice Clay. Question number 16. The correct answer is D as in dog. on more than one occasion, the same exact day that David Berkowitz committed murder, or shootings, of the individuals in their car, they found the torsos of other victims at the same day, in about, one of them was like less than an hour from the where the body, they found the torso, and then an hour later, was the victim shooting by Berkowitz. Police really thought that they had some, two people on their hands that were most likely working together originally. And then one of the cars actually had a second caliber of pistol bullet that was found in it. So they believed, oh my God, no, we definitely have that. We're talking about the Son of Sam murders and shootings. Those ones that one of the cars had two bullets in it. So they're like, oh my God, we have two different guns. So they thought they were connected originally. Question number 17. With a mountain of evidence piled against him in 2022, Cottingham finally confessed to killing who in 1968? Was it A, Ellen Hoover, B, Diana Cusick, C, Marsha Brady, or D, Whoopi Goldberg? With a mountain of evidence, question number 17 of 20 piled against him in 2022, Cottingham finally confessed to killing who in 1968? E, Marsha Brady. Question number 17. Lemon pie is going with A, Lita, B. One of my friends went from the Army to being a police officer until she couldn't take it anymore. She's seen some horrible stuff. I couldn't do it. Too bad that they didn't fight each other, so they kill each other. Berkowitz would have killed him. Abraham Lincoln. All right, question number 17. The correct answer is B as in boy. In 2022, he finally confessed to killing Diana Cusick in 1968. B as in boy. Question number 18. What strange behavior did a lot of Cottingham's co-workers notice at Blue Cross Blue Shield? Was it A, he wore a lot of women's jewelry? B, he never came back from lunch? C, absent from all social gatherings? Or D, never spoke to anyone ever? Question number 18 of 20. What strange behavior did a lot of Cottingham's co-workers notice at Blue Cross Blue Shield? Lita is going with C. Kirikou, C, question mark. Rackart, C. Anna Marie is going with C as well. Question number 18 of 20. Don't forget, we have the 3 bonus questions as well. So don't stick around for the bonus trivia. This is the last night that I will have bonus trivia questions, though. Question number 18. The correct answer is C, as in cat. He was absent from all social gatherings. They would have their annual Christmas party. And every year he never showed up, even though they gave out the bonuses to all employees at the Christmas party. He would never show up for any social gathering at all. Co-workers would get together after work sometimes and go out and have a drink. He never showed up for anything. They had a softball team for the people who worked there, and he never showed up to watch a game. He never showed up to play in a game. He never showed up anywhere. And a lot of these other people, you might say, well, he was married. He had a wife and 3 children. That probably took up his spare time. But when they asked him about it, he's just like, no, I don't like hanging out with people. I don't like people. And that was his answer. But he never showed up to any social gatherings. Question number 19. Where is Cottingham today, spending his life living pretty comfortably, I might add? Where is he today? Is it A, Trenton State Prison, B, Sing Sing, C, Attica, or D, Red Rock Penitentiary? Collecting Beanie Babies. Loner? Yeah. There's other things that people noticed about him. He talked to himself. He always ate his lunch, on his break, away from everyone else, so he wouldn't have to socialize with them. Looking back on it, I mean, that's only in hindsight that people look back and they're like, oh, he never did anything with us. He never ate lunch. He never went to social gatherings. He didn't like people. But that's only in hindsight that people look back and think about it. During it, when it was actually happening, probably nobody paid really a whole lot of attention to it. The Jersey Shore house. Joe Talchi's going with A, Kitty Q, A, Gianna Marie Lemon Pie, Lita, or A. Rykar's going with the White House. Loner, except he was married with children, right? 3 children and a wife who had no idea that Richard was out killing people, dismembering them, setting them on fire, torturing them. Pretty often, too. All right, now question number 19. The correct answer to 19 is A, as in apple. Trenton State Prison is where Richard Cottingham is today. Question 20 of 20. What was the only thing Cottingham said at his sentencing hearing in his defense? Was it A, I never meant to kill? B, they reminded me of mother? C, I was born to kill on the 4th of July? Or D, it was control and domination? Question number 20 of 20. What was the only thing Cottingham said at his sentencing hearing? Question number 20 of 20. D, lemon pie. D, Gary Ridgway was the same. Wife had no idea what he was doing. Question 20 of 20. The correct answer is D, as in dog. It was control and domination. As when they asked him, do you have anything to say in your own defense? That's the only thing he said. It was control and domination. Control and domination is what he said. And that was it. Then they read the sentence and away he went to prison. Bonus question number 1. Richard says he killed around 85 to 100 women. What do most criminologists believe is the real number? Is it A, 30 to 37, B, 50 to 56, C, 71 to 80, or D, 11 to 18? Richard says he killed between 85 and 100 women. What do most criminologists believe is the real number? Again, this is the last week that I will have the 3 bonus questions. Related is going with D. Lita is going with C. Kitty cute. B? Question mark? I don't know. C for Gianna Marie. Left-handed audience going with D. Right card. Yay! Bonus. Bonus question number 1. How many do criminologists really believe he killed? He says he killed between 85 and 100. But how many did he really kill according to what criminologists believe? The correct answer is D as in dog. Somewhere between 11 and 19 is what they believe he really did commit. Again, he never gave a full formal confession to killing anywhere near 80. He just said that he killed that many to the FBI when they came to investigate and talk with him. Bonus question number 2. Richard was a sexual sadist and loved nothing more than to sing what song to his victims because it aroused him? Was it A, I Walk the Line, B, Smooth Operator, C, Mr. Roboto, or D, Jeffrey by Jethro Tull? Bonus question number 2. Richard was a sexual sadist. Oh, yeah, he was a sadistic sexual sadist and serial killer. Kitty cute. A? Question mark? I don't know. He loved to sing this song to his victims because it aroused him. Lita's going with A as well. Bonus question number 2. The correct answer is A as in apple. I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash. He loved to sing that song to his victims before he killed them. I Walk the Line. Bonus question number 3. How did Richard Cottingham's family describe him as a teenager and a young adult? Was it A, a smooth talker, B, the devil himself, pure evil, C, very shy and reserved, or D, a party animal? Bonus question number 3. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood song. Won't you be my neighbor? Hello, neighbor. Averlady is going with C, and so is Kitty Q with a question mark. Pimplehead. What was it? We got C, C, and C. Everybody's going with very shy and reserved. And Pimplehead. How did Richard Cunningham's family describe him as a teenager and young adult? The correct answer is C, as in cat. Very shy and reserved. They always believed that he would eventually do something, in the technology, field. And he did eventually go to school and get his degree, and he became a programmer and worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield, doing working on computers and in their infrastructure. So C, as in cat, is the correct answer. How did you do on tonight's trivia? This is completely optional. Some people like to give themselves a letter grade. Of the 20 questions, not counting the bonus ones, I would have gotten 18 out of 20 on tonight's trivia. Again, it is completely optional to give yourself a letter grade. Some people like to do it. We are only here to play for fun and for entertainment and educational purposes. We are not here to chat, against that person's better than me or nothing. I strive to have the most accurate trivia night online. However, mistakes do happen. I am only human after all. If you've seen an error, have a follow-up question, I will research the question and shout you out in the corrections if needed. Email your questions and concerns to 411nowbusiness@gmail.com. Please add the trivia subject to the top of the email or questions. Questions and corrections are answered in the order they are received. And that if you don't put the subject matter, the trivia night in there, you can just write, in there, trivia 376. It helped me narrow it down to what you may be asking about. Did you know 100% of the trivia night subjects are answers and questions on our viewer suggestions? If you have a subject you would like to see covered, email me again at the same email address. If you have a subject matter that you would like to see answered, or covered on trivia night. Aren't you AI, Will? Nope. Sneak peek at this week's poll question. The question is, what should the states and federal government do with people who kill and are insane? Is it A, institutionalize them, B, put them on death row, C, put them on an island, or D, ship them to Mexico? Again, the poll question for this week is, what should the states and federal government do with people who kill who are insane? Kitty Q got 13 right out of 23. I hope you had fun, though. And we all hope that your health improves, soon. There is no subject matter for next week's trivia. I have now, by doing the trivia tonight on Richard Cottingham, I have used every single one except for one subject matter that Cement Shoes had actually suggested. This was the last one of all of them. I've burned through them all. The only one that I did not, use is it was too vague. He wanted, to have us do a trivia night on mob killers. That's a little too vague. For the entire genre, I'm guessing a lot of people would not know, mob killers besides, like, obviously the Iceman, freaking mountain lion rock star on meth. But that's all the subject matter. I don't have a trivia night done for next week. Don't have any. Don't have any suggestions. I could go back through, and start all over again with, the first one and go again. And if anybody, knows how to get a hold of Cement Shoes, fire off an email to Cement Shoes and say, hey, we're all, worried. What's going on? But yes, the more you know moment. Do, 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 do. I would think there's a lot of mob killers. There are, Joe Tall Chief. Just by, I was looking at the Luciano family. They had 12 mob killers, contract killers in just the Luciano family. That's one mob family. Now you extrapolate that out with, 10 or 15 families, you got what, 122 different mob killers somewhere in there, Could we do Robert Defoe Jr. for close to Halloween? Robert Defoe. I will definitely look into it, Kitty Coo. And for the life of me, I can't find the email address for Cement Shoes. Now, I know Cement Shoes has emailed me before and had contact with Cement Shoes, because Cement Shoes actually put together one of the trivia nights, all the questions, the questions and the answers. But I can't for the life of me figure out which email address that Cement Shoes sent that to me because obviously I got it because we ended up doing it, but I don't know what happened to it or which email. I mean, I have like 6 or 7 different email addresses. I'd have to go in and see if if it auto fills in. I might have to do that this week as soon as I get time to be able to do it. The Amityville Horror Killer. But I hope wherever Cement Shoes is, I hope they're doing well. And I hope Pippadot is doing well as also. I don't know if Pippadot actually, got their audio issues fixed. It was the middle of the stream last week. They lost the ability to hear anything that I was saying. Cement is MIA. Prayers for Cement also. Yeah. I hope everything's all right. There's been a lot of rumors out there that I can't confirm about what's going on, but I just hope that wherever Cement Shoes is, they're doing well. Interesting side note off that completely. So I got confirmation the other day from YouTube that what where you see the amount of people who are here in the stream. The number has been inaccurate for years, especially since I use a secondary, or called a third party, software for streaming. They don't always communicate with each other on how well or how many people are in the actual streams themselves. And I was granted the top contributor, award from YouTube. Apparently, I put out a lot of content, but talked to Pippa earlier today. She must be busy this evening. I wonder if she got my last email. I haven't had a chance to check my email address if she responded back yet. But either way, I hope that she's doing well. Hope she got her audio issues fixed. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up tonight's trivia there. I want to thank everyone again for stopping in and playing, trivia tonight with everyone and, chatting. If you give it a minute, if you like this, trivia night, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it and you thought that, it was a complete waste of time, give it a thumbs down. Doesn't matter. It's all it shows that YouTube is that you're interacting with the actual stream itself. So I want to thank everyone again. And I hope you all have a terrific week ahead and you stay safe out there. As Purple always points out, you never know who's going to be standing next to you next, and you never know who's going to be knocking at your door. Bye.